Bungie has killed the TWAB. Their TWAB is no more due to Marathon coming into the game. They're now going to change the article's name to This Week in Destiny. So welcome to the first ever TWID. I've got TWID week 1, TWAB is over. They have this entire first article mentioning the rebranding of it. And the reason why is because obviously this week at Bungie is more than just Destiny now. And so they want to have this article be specific to Destiny. They're going to continuously still bring this article out every week. It's just, it's going to be renamed. So only a rename, only a name change. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. But now on to the next part. We're doing a dress contest. You ready for this? Got hashtag drown in the drip hashtag that on everything in Twitter, wherever you're posting your stuff, Instagram, and you might be able to win this emblem here. If that looks good to you. You've got some really nice Season of the Deep drip going on. I know there's a lot of fashionistas out there in the comments, so I'll see your competitions out there and we'll see who wins the emblem overall. We've got ready for some early Grandmaster Nightfalls is the next part they mentioned. Next Tuesday is going to be the arrival of Grandmasters. It's only the 4th week of the season. They're bringing them up a little bit early because they were able to remove the Pinnacle Power Grind this season, and in doing so there's really no reason in making us wait. However, keep in mind that the Conquer Gilding node won't open until week 7 as usual, so keep that in mind. Just be aware of that. They'll have to wait until then. But you can do the Grandmasters early, and they actually even mentioned got Grandmasters coming week 4, and that means you'll have a chance to earn exotic materials, adept weapons, and the weapons as well. We've got the Light Blade is going to be the first one, and get ready, you'll have the adept version of the Wendigo GL3, and in case you're wondering, the Loaded Question Fusion Rifle and the Braytech Osprey Rocket will be featured following 2 weeks, so be looking for those if you're trying to grind out some god rolls with those weapons. Next up, they mentioned that the Supremacy Crucible playlist is going to enter the Relentless Rotator. So if you enjoyed that, I'm going to be here for you to play a lot more often. And then there's an article about you all owe Callie an apology. Obviously, a ton of people were farming Last Wish, cheesing the Last Wish as well in order to farm up their red borders for the revamp that happened to all the weapons. And we're able to craft some of those. Didn't see that video, make sure to check it out. Be able to take advantage of it for a short while longer, but they are going to put a fix to it. And they're going to make it so that when you actually complete the quest at Hawthorne, you only get 1 red border drop, not 2, which is the bug. So I would highly recommend to get those Last Wishes taken care of now. We can craft the rocket, the fusion rifle, the sniper. Those are probably the 3 best ones. Next up, we have some fixes coming next week. We have update 7102, and there's going to be a lot of stuff in store for 7102. First reminder that the extra reward from Hawthorne quest, that one we just went over. And we have a few exotics have been doing some crazy stuff. Vesper of Radius will be fixed. It won't have this explosive behavior. Sun Bracers will have their increased duration, so it was actually a bug. I thought that Bungie actually nerfed Sun Bracers before the season came out, but that's a bug, which is nice. So Sun Bracers is about to be literally even more powerful, and they're already one of the most used exotics for Solar Warlocks. Sunbracer is about to be a real meta for sure. And Saladin had a very long conversation with Khepri's Horn after the Iron Banner glitches, and now Khepri's Horn is going to be re-enabled and not breaking the game in PvP and PvE, hopefully. I mean, they did only mention in PvP, but they didn't know if they're not aware. This is actually closing all doors in PvE, soft locking almost every encounter. Khepri's Horn completely busted PvE, actually worse than it did in PvP, in my opinion. Hopefully they actually implemented a proper fix, but if not, then it'll get disabled like 2 hours after they bring it back. Finally, to name a few other fixes coming, we also have one for the issue that allowed certain grenades to go through barricades, Ward of Dawn. So if you haven't seen that, Titans are throwing grenades through walls, and then they're toning down the Collective Obligation perk, which just came into the game. It was 20% buff, allowing people to 2-tap with hand cannons, but now they're toning it down to a 10% buff, so that's rough. RIP to the Collective Obligation. And they're giving the new Mercurial Overreach competitive sniper rifle a bigger reticle. If you haven't seen the comp sniper, that reticle is tiny, and they needed to fix that. So that's actually an excellent change. All good changes overall, I would say, in my opinion. And then they got the Artist of the Week competition that they're doing. We've got the Player Support Report, which is the Trials emblem was bugged. If you haven't seen the video about that, if you made it to the Lighthouse at any point in time, you got the new emblem. They're actually implementing a pretty good fix overall, which is that if you got that emblem without actually earning the Flight of the Pigeon medal, which is leading in the score for the entire game, which means you have to start the game, you have to win round 1. You can lose a couple rounds, but you can never lose the lead. Do that all 7 games to the Lighthouse. That's how you're actually supposed to earn that emblem, Dazzling Iridescence Trials emblem. Now what's going to happen is that all the people that got it illegitimately, you have it in your collections, you're not going to be able to equip it after they post this update. Keep that in mind. What you'll have to do is you'll actually have to go in and complete the triumph to be able to equip it. Those who already have the emblem, meaning those players who went flawless in week 1 or who got the flawless in this upcoming weekend, friend will be able to retain the emblem in their collections, but will not be able to equip the emblem unless they complete the requirements after the patch has gone live. So keep that in mind. And to be fair, if you did actually earn it the proper way, and you'll have to re-earn it now as well, so keep that in mind. They wanted to keep the emblem pretty exclusive and make sure that those who are rocking the emblem actually earned it, because it's actually kind of hard to get Flight of the Pigeon. I mean, you literally can't go down in the round count, so you have to not only go flawless, but you have to go above and beyond flawless. So I think that's a fair fix overall, but sound off in the comments if you disagree. Next, we have advanced focusing. Due to an issue, they removed the exotic focusing, and the reason why is because it was giving people the wrong armor pieces if you selected a chest piece or whatever it may be. You get a gauntlet sometimes, so they're fixing that. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. It could have been due to like faded engrams. If you don't know, Xur's engrams actually give you stuff that you don't have. They prioritize that. So those faded engrams could be something built in there for that. And then they're doing some UI changes in Eververse, and so they're going to be fixing that. Obviously, the UI in Eververse has been bugging out like crazy. We've got known issues as well. Capri's Horn obviously got disabled. The Helm of Saint 14 is not functioning as expected, which is interesting. I haven't seen that bug. I'll have to look into that. Players can get stuck outside the final boss area after self-reviving and it goes to the deep dungeon. And then we have the bump in the night weapon pattern. Triumph requires the season 17 pass, which is really unfortunate because a lot of people bought the bump in the night from Xur. They could add deep sight onto it. They could add the red frame onto it rather. And in doing so, they would be able to craft it, but you actually have to own season 17 pass. So that's unfortunate. Verity's Brow perk is busted in PvP. The new Epitaph grenade launcher is doing less damage than intended to stasis crystals, so they're working on a variety of different issues. One thing they haven't mentioned though is that there is a big boss cheese right now. A lot of people are using this over and over again. I don't know if Bungie can even fix that. It's not even mentioned in their TWAB this week, so who knows if they're ever able to fix that glitch, or if you even want them to. A lot of people enjoy that cheese, I guess. We shall see. Let me know if there's any other issues that were skipped over in the TWAB. Maybe the servers could have been covered a little bit, but overall a decent TWAB, or I guess I should say TWID now. And as always, make sure you're subscribed here with notifications on. Click on this video right here if you want to see another awesome video on the channel. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.